Good morning, YouTube, y'all. Let's get ready, guys. We're gonna get our charts marked up for the day. It's 9:28. We got a couple minutes to get ready. Let's try to consider this bullish movement right now for today. Look for some buying opportunities. We're close to some supply zones here, previous highs, so we're gonna start by first eliminating all the indicators and drawings. Take all that off, and we're gonna start the technical analysis fresh, charts only. Okay, we're gonna first start with before we get started on the technical analysis, I want to say we have to normalize starting the day thinking that we don't need to take a trade today. And if we lead with that, then we can avoid taking stupid trades, we can avoid taking losses, and we can try to grow our pockets taking good trades. So that being said, let's analyze this market and wait for a good opportunity. All right, first we're gonna start by going on the hourly time frame. I'm gonna do this very quick, so try to keep up. Hourly time frame, ES and NQ. We're gonna mark out this high right here. We got some resistance. We got support down here. Okay, and we see that we have, I'll mark this one as well here. This will be support, and I would like to mark this up more as a liquidity zone than a support zone. Okay, so we clearly have a range here on the NQ. Price is ranging between these prices, between this high and this low. So we're looking to sell up here. So that means we need to see, we have a bullish movement to the upside. We want to see a change of character, and we want to see market create a lower high here before we start coming down. Okay, so that we're not buying, we're not selling while the structure is still pointing to the upside. what can happen here at this low is market could come down. All right, let's mark the support. Market could come down here and quickly wick up. Okay, so we want to see a closure below the support if we're going to be bearish for the morning. Okay, let's also mark up this supply zone up here. Same here at the ES, support. Resistance. And you have a liquidity zone here. So if this low, if we run this low at some point, I'm not expecting price to go back up again. Here. There we go. We got our support there as well. So we want to see a closure below this support line. And then I want to see a retracement back. If we're going to be bearish, I want to see some kind of channel start to form here. Something like that, right? So this is where I want to look for my sells. I want to look for my sells at previous highs. Right? Previous high. Maybe this high will then be resistance again. Right? So we have a small resistance level here. Tapped into it here, here. Maybe tap into it again. Or maybe this will look like head and shoulders. Something like that. Okay, so I'm looking for sells up here. Not down here. Down here you might get caught. This might reverse. I don't know. But just have to let the market show us the play. Okay, let's take this out of the way. Take this out of the way. And I think we're ready to... Okay, one more thing I see here. I see that this trend line here got broken into, right? We broke this resistance. Broke this resistance here. Okay, so we could find support. We could also pull back here, find support here. Right? So mark that there. We'll mark it green for now because we're above it. Obviously, we could find support there, so let's mark it green. Same thing here on the NQ. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm new to this, listening in to try and understand. Oh, welcome to the chat, yo. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm trying to make everything as simple as possible. Just sticking to the basics. Just marking up support and resistance. And just try not to overcomplicate things, because trading can be very complicated. But if we keep it simple, then it can be made easy. And that's what we're here to do. Try to make it as easy as possible, make some money on the way. All right, I think we're done here on the hourly. This is pretty much everything we're doing on the hourly time frame. If you're doing NQs, I mean, triple Q is practically the same thing as the NQ. I know you're new here, but NQ is what we have here on the left, Nasdaq, and this is ES SPY. So the triple Qs is practically the same kind of scenario here, except that you'll see these gaps because the market's closed from 4 o'clock to 9:30 in the morning the next day. But on futures, markets only close for 1 hour from 5 to 6. So that's why we see much more candlesticks here on the NQ, and then a lot less candlesticks here on the QQQ. Okay, so we'll keep that there. All right, let's go back. ES and Q. Let's go down to the 15. All right, 15. Okay, and we're gonna set our 15-minute range for the day. First 15-minute candle range. We got this area of support here as well. Have to be careful for. All right, so now that we marked out support and resistance, let's see if we got any channels. Okay, that'll make sense. Okay, so we clearly broken this uptrend on the 15-minute time frame. So I wouldn't be looking to buy unless this support starts to hold and then price starts to reverse here. Okay. I'll look probably to buy over here if this starts to reverse there, but right now it's very bearish. We're probably going to fill that gap that we have on the Qs. We have a gap in price, and then whenever we have a gap, it is most likely to fill. It has been the past few days, but sometimes we only get a partial fill, so we'll keep that in mind, and that gap will fill here. Let's fill at this high right here. We just leave it the way it is. That looks pretty good. Okay, we're seeing some buyers stepping in here strong. We have a huge move up from last night, broken that trend that we built up overnight. So I'm looking, market's looking bearish right now, but we still got to be cautious of support when we're selling, because I don't want to sell where there's support for the buyers, right? I want to sell where there's resistance for the seller. Okay, so I want to sell. If we reject off resistance, I want to look to sell. Okay, this is strong buying down here. This is strong buying down here. So let's go down to the 15 here on the ES as well. And try to take a look at what we need to watch out for. The support here is still holding on the ES. Notice that we haven't closed below this support. So this could be a trap for the sellers, right? This can make you think, okay, it's coming down, it's gonna sell off. And then next thing you know, it only leaves the wick on the bottom here and it starts to reverse. So I'll be very careful selling up here. Very careful. Let me see. It's starting to look like we still have support here. Trying to get this. I think this is what's going on here, right? Because if I had it this way, right? If I had this channel this way, where was it? If I had it this way, right? It doesn't make any sense. We broke the channel, right? But why is it still finding support? Why are buyers are still here? So I'm trying to find, maybe I made this channel wrong. So so that's why I switched it up and I fixed it. To where now, okay, I'm getting support here. I'm getting support here. And this could be why we're seeing a long wick there. So sometimes I like to just double check my lines just to make sure that I did do them correctly, because that's the only way they work, is if you know, you put them on the right way. And that kind of looks good right there for me. I think I'm gonna leave it there for now. Just leave the NQ on the 5-minute time frame. This is what we are going to watch price most of the time on the 5-minute. We might scale down to the 2-minute from time to time, scale up to the 1 hour from time to time. Okay, so I'm taking my time marking up my charts. I'm not really rushing to taking a trade because there's not really a setup for me to take right now. So that's why I'm not worried about, you know, price movement. In here, I'm just marking this order block in which we reverse from on the hourly time frame as my supply zone, where price can dip into and then reverse. We can expect to see strong selling on your supply. We haven't closed below that low, so you gotta be very careful. I don't like selling here, you know. It can be very tempting because it looks like it's going straight down, and it can be very tempting to sell here, and then, you know, most cases it's just a bad spot to sell at. It's just a bad spot. Right. There's a support there. I would rather see market pull back up a little bit, create a lower high, and this is a high. If it creates a lower high, then it's simply letting me know, okay, there's not as strong of a buying pullback. Sellers are definitely stronger than the buyers. And that's what I want to see. Right, sellers are getting stronger here. Kind of falling into this demand zone though, so like I said, I don't like selling down here. It looks good. It looks good because it looks like that gap is gonna fill. But man, if we get a close below this black line here, which is the low of the opening range, then okay, I'll be looking to take a short. Okay, so we can go ahead, I think we can go ahead and eliminate the support right here. Okay, our job isn't to just chase price and to just guess where price is gonna go. So our job is to be patient, wait for the setup that looks to be less risky. Less risk with more profits. All right, we're now at support. We can eliminate this one right here. So we can eliminate this channel right here. So we get a clear picture of where price wants to move next. So if this really is reversing, right? If this really is gonna start a downtrend, then I want to look for my channel here. Something like this. It doesn't need to be perfect, but just try to make it make sense. Okay, so we had a strong closure below the 50-minute range. We broke this support right here from earlier. So I'm leaning bearish for the day, but I still want to sell as high as I can. I want price to go up so I can sell. This is another area right here of supply. Let me actually take this huge old supply zone, and then let's draw a better one here. Alright, let's show ES some love. ES. Let's go with the 50-minute range here. And let's check if the Qs filled the gap. Did they fill the gap on the Qs here? Not yet. Not yet. I think we could go ahead and add our indicators back on the chart. There we go. So as you can see here, you can tell that our indicators are also kind of like pointing out some of the zones that we already marked up during our technical analysis. So we can tell we have demand zone here as support. We got a supply zone here, supply zone here. All right, so what's the condition? This is the first thing you should know. You should ask yourself. What is current market condition? Okay. And then you want to know, is it a trend or is it a range? Okay, we have a range here, and although there can be trends inside the range, right now I would say that the condition is a range. Okay, and the range is gonna keep price bouncing up and down here. Okay, so if we are going down, okay, if we are going down, we want to look at what price done in the past. What did it do here, right? When it came down off of this resistance, right, off of that resistance, we see that there was a lower high before a huge move down. Okay, that was a lower high before a huge move down. So instead of becoming a seller right down here, instead of entering your puts or your sell positions down here, right, wouldn't it be better to wait to sell up here, right? And then this could be your potential risk, and look at your reward. Okay, so this is why I'm trying to tell you guys here, if I'm gonna sell this, I want to see a lower high, because that's where I'm looking to enter. Okay, I don't want to sell at the bottom down here just because price looks strong and it's making you think, okay, it's just gonna go down forever. It's not gonna go down forever, but it is going to bait you into taking stupid trades like getting down here on some puts or sells instead of waiting for the better setup. Okay, so this is why I'm waiting. I'm not entering shorts down here. I'm gonna wait patiently for my favorite, most highly profitable trade up here with less risk. And if I get it, well, that's cool. And if I don't get it, that's cool too. But I'm not going to practice a bad habit. I'm not going to sell here as support. no matter how good it looks. Okay, so we have a range. So make a plan to trade the range. Okay. When we have a trend, we plan to trade the trend. That's why we have these trend lines, right? That's why when the market was going up, let me scope in on this chart right here. That's why when the market's was coming down, and I see, okay, it looks like we might have a trend. It looks like we might have a trend inside this range. Okay, so if there's a trend, I'm gonna be looking to trade the trend. Okay, we know sellers like to sell the high of the trend, and buyers like to buy the lows of the trend. Okay. But we broke this trend, right? We broke out of it, so that's why I eliminated that trend. Okay, it's no longer there. Okay, and now we're looking for a downtrend. So, okay, we're in a range. Market's bearish. We had a few breaker structures to the downside, but we don't want to sell at the bottom. Okay. In this case, it's now because we broke outside the 50-minute range. This might be a good setup here because we broke out of the range and the market's bearish and it's on a downtrend. Okay, but if I enter puts here, right, if I take shorts here, the closure of this candle, maybe I'll get out here. Maybe I'll do a quick scalp because it's not my preferred entry. Right? Maybe I'll lower my risk, you know, by sizing down on your contracts. Okay, or you can just not take that trade. That's also a possibility there. Okay. I would love to take this short here, but honestly, I don't feel too good about it. So I might just let it pass and I'll wait for an opportunity later on. What's up, Nas? Welcome, my brother. How you doing, man? Yes, sir. Just pass on that opportunity, man. We'll wait for a better one. No rush. No rush. We want to make it a habit to search for the best setups. Before price gets to my area of interest, I want to be thinking about where I want to buy, where I want to sell before price gets there. I don't want to buy and sell as price is moving. I want to determine, okay, price comes up here. If price comes up here, I might look for shorts. If price breaks this, support here, I might look for shorts. Okay. If it gets here, I might look for short. If it gets here, I might look for shorts. You know, instead of just like, okay, it's going up now, I'm just gonna buy now because now it's going up. No, it's not. It's not buying because it's going up now. I want to buy because it got to my point of interest where I can see based on reading the chart that there's sellers, there's strong sellers at this price. Then I want to wait to enter with the others, right? I want to know where I'm selling that there's hopefully millions of people selling along with me. I want to know that where I'm buying, there's hopefully millions of people buying with me. I don't just want to buy anywhere on the chart unless I know there's others buying there as well. So we had this pullback here. It's now starting to look like it wants to reverse. This is why I didn't want to sell here, right? We know we have support back here. This is the demand zone, and price is reversing. You know, it's exactly why I didn't want to sell that. This actually looks like a good buy. And that is because market structure is starting to look bullish. Okay, so if market let me see here. Okay, so if now we break this high here, okay, market's gonna squeeze out. It's gonna squeeze out the sellers that have been selling along the way here. So this could actually reverse here, maybe do something like this. If buyers manage to continue to take out this high, there's a little supply zone here, but that's not looking too strong right now. Okay, let's show up. Let's put out the ES as well here. There we go. Okay, if we get some strong sellers here, I might jump in some shorts. We need to close strong though. Strong close, strong close. And even then, still low size on this one because we still have support down here. But I think we want to fill that gap over here on the Qs, gap on the ES. Try to SPY. Okay, you have that gap here. This is why if the buyers are now going to reverse this, they need to hold above the 21 EMA, so which they have been, right? We're holding above the 21 EMA. Same as the SPY here as well. That. Okay. If buyers are gonna bring this up, they'll probably hold this price above the 21. 21's down here. Yes, sir. So what's going on, guys? Anybody taking any trades yet? Playing shorts. So shorts. All right. So going short is basically selling, right? I'm selling, or I'm entering the market in hopes that the market comes down and sells off. Hold up 1 second. We getting some strong sellers here. Jesus. Yeah, I wanted to get a strong close, but close to this, close to here. Now we're way down here. So yeah, so going short is just, you know, you're anticipating that the markets might be making a move lower, right? If I'm buying, or if I'm going on calls and I'm expecting the price to go up. So if I'm pricing the price to go up, right, because the market moves in, and I call it waves. Market moves like this. It doesn't always move in a straight line. So you gotta know when to catch the wave, right? You gotta know when to catch it. So if it's going down and I think it's gonna go lower, I want to sell as high as possible so that I can buy out of my sell position as low as possible. And whatever the difference is your profits. Okay. We broke that support here on the Qs. This might be an attempt at filling this gap. Might be an attempt at filling this gap. I don't like how this market's moving today, man. Honestly, I just don't like it. It's not giving me that kind of assurance that it's gonna go down. Okay, like I said, we're sitting here at support. Yeah, and though it is coming down, I hate it. I hate selling at support. I just hate selling at support. You know, so you take, you know, each one of us are in control of when and how we determine when we can hit the button. When we hit the buy button, we hit the sell button. That's your choice. That's up to you, right? Me, I like to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more picky. I like to be picky with my trades, you know. Because why? Because the market is going to bait you very often on taking trades that you know are not good, and then you take them and then they end up being losses, and then you tell yourself, man, I should have just never took that trade. You know? So this might be just a chill day for me. I'm just watching price. I'm cool with just letting it go. I know that the next trade is not gonna make me $1 million, so I'm not feeling like I missed out. Okay. You don't want to feel like you missed out, because there's gonna be plenty of opportunities every single day. Right? You got a clean break below the range, and I know market's bearish, but I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking like it, so I don't take it. I don't take the trade. I don't take it. I'll let it go. That's cool. On calls. Oh shit, brother. You got some tough balls, man. Sally, you buying calls right now? Oh my god, man, you crazy. This man is wild. He can see it. He can probably see it, man. This shit looks. What happens is when the market looks too easy, right? When the market looks too, when it almost looks too simple, that's when I'm mostly scared. Because the market's designed to take your money, right? It's designed to bait you on, make bad opportunities look real good. And when you fall for that trap, okay, when you fall for that trap, it's just like, it just tears you down, right? Because you're like, man, I knew it was gonna do this, I knew it was gonna do that, and because you didn't follow up on your plan and you just jumped in because you didn't want to miss out, now you're pissed off and, you know, feeling disappointed that you didn't listen to yourself. Yeah, this market does look like it went in reverse. So Nestor is kind of right on this one, man. It might be right. Okay. Might be right on this one. What I will do is I will wait for price to come up to sell. That's what I will do. If it comes down here, I'll look to buy it. And it comes here, I'll look to sell it. Okay. That's where I want to put my money. Oh shit. Careful if you're on shorts. Just saying, careful if you're on shorts, man. All right, so Janet, did you get the concepts on the shorts? Feel free to type any questions on the chat, and I'll try to explain the best I can. But yeah, as you can see, you can make money either way, whether the market comes down or comes up. You just have to decide what position you're going to buy into. And that's pretty much it. Market can only go up or down. Yeah, it goes sideways too, but it's only green and red candles. So every opportunity you take is practically a 50-50 chance you're gonna make money. And that's it. We just have to analyze the market, get a good read on it, make a plan, right? Make a plan. My plan is to sell up here, right? That's my plan. All right, let's go down to the 2-minute time frame so you can close them up here. Market's looking like it wants to reverse. Market's looking like it wants to reverse. This is mostly a waiting game here. Waiting for the best opportunity to show up. That's right, man. Patience is key. You have to be patient. And this looks like a reversal here. This looks like a trap for the sellers. This looks like a trap. Yes, sir. Okay, this looks like it's going up now. I'm looking for longs. I'm looking for some for this to go up, take out probably previous level of resistance. Of course, this is kind of going against the trend, but it's because of where I'm seeing these buyers show up. That's why, because the sellers close below this support here on the ES and NQ, and then price quickly reversed upon breaking this structure. Oftentimes it sets up as a trap and then starts to reverse. So I go lower size, I go lower size. If I'm going against the trend, I go lower size, because really buying down here is probably the better setup, buying somewhere down here, bouncing off the previous day close. Looks like the buyers immediately got rejected upon pushing up higher here. Okay, so if you take a long here, if you did take that long there, you want your stop to be down here. So you go long, stop down here. Right? If I'm going against the trend, I would not put my stop, right? If I'm gonna go against the trend, I would not put my stop over here. Right? It just doesn't make any sense. I'll put it down here. Okay? Because anywhere here, you might just be an easy target for the market to stop you out. You might just be an easy target. Very strong buyers here, guys. Very strong buyers. Very strong buyers. Very strong buyers. Let's just chill and wait, man. That's all we gotta do. Alright, I'm on them calls. I'm on calls right now. Okay, I'm on calls. I'm expecting this to go higher. Maybe here 1-to-1 or so. Yes. Yeah, SPY is looking very strong right now. I like the rejection. Like I said, the rejection of this support. It just looked very fake, very weak from the sell point. Sir, this market wants to reverse, man. Pretty sure it does. Pretty sure it does. Should be going up here. What I want to see next is just a closure back into this opening range. If we get that closure back in the opening range, we should be good. We should be really good. How are those calls working out, man? Are they turning positive yet? Starting to move up a little bit here. Waiting for this closure back into the opening range to kind of confirm that the sellers are cooked. Forget that, be sweet. Just wait for it. My guess is that buyers are going to hold this support. Okay, buyers are going to hold this support. This is why I was saying, like, I don't like buying a support. I don't like, selling a support. So I'm expecting buyers to step in here, kind of want to hold this area, bring price higher. And I'm sure there's going to be other sellers kind of exiting as well, exiting out of their position and pushing price higher as well. So we just need that confirmation for closure above these highs right here. But I don't want to enter after the confirmation. I want to almost anticipate the move, because then I can keep my risk a lot tighter down here than if I enter over here and the market starts to pull back on it, So I like to keep it, as tight of a risk as possible. So I'm at 83. I'm actually in like in here. There we go. We up a couple $100 already. Damn. This is why I love futures, man. You don't need a big move to make some money. You don't need a big move. Yeah, I'm gonna sell a couple contracts here. I'll take some profit off the table. Take some profit off the table. This could continue going higher, but I'm just gonna take I'm gonna just take the little bit that I need and call it a day. That's pretty much it. There it is. I know this took a while, guys. Today it took a while. It's 10:30. We're now just taking our first trade. But I'm just trying to do my job. Just trying to be patient, wait for a good setup, and try to execute on time. Trying to execute the plan. Gotta be careful here. Buyers are getting a little bit weaker, but we're still in control. Sellers getting a little aggressive. Not liking this rejection here. Not liking this. I might have to close this out. Let's give it a little bit of time. Might close this out here. Yep. I'll just jump back in. Closed it out. I'll jump back in when the buyers jump back in. Good try though. Good try. So what could be happening is we could be going into a range here. Market has been trending down. We could be going into a range, or we could continue down. Strong selling. Holy moly. You guys are not playing around. And not playing around. Buyers are kind of fighting to hold this up still. I might jump back in here. I might jump back in here. Let's see if buyers kind of step in. Because they still have support, right? There's still support here. And if sellers cannot manage to break that support, then they will continue to try to bring this out. I would like for, let's see here. This looks different on here. Let's go to the 2-minute. I would like for this candle to inverse, this current candle to inverse, to go from a red candle to a green candle. I'll jump back in. I said we're at support, so got a bit of a range. You got a bit of a range going. If we get some strong buyers, I'm jumping back in on calls again. Ooh, shit. That's pretty strong, I think. I would say that's pretty strong, guys. Wouldn't you? I would say that's pretty strong. Come on, market. Let's move it, yo. Let's end this day early. Let's end this day early. Oh shit, sellers are still here. Hoping this range will hold. Hoping this range will hold. Patience, patience. We do have a higher high on the ES. Higher high here. Alright, this is looking like a head and shoulders. I don't know if you guys know that pattern, but head and shoulders is pretty popular. Right, very popular pattern. So this is looking like a head and shoulders here on the ES. The Nasdaq is looking like something else. It's looking like something else. Nope, says they're filling that gap. You're gonna fill that gap. God damn it. No worries, no worries. Oh, you bastard. You mother. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, Lord. It is exactly how the market operates. It is exactly how the market operates. That's exactly what I was expecting. That's exactly what I was expecting. But the market likes to stop on, right? It likes to go to where the stops are, stop everybody else out, and then make the move. Alright, this might be my last one for today. I might call it a day after this one. Calling it a day. How's everybody doing so far, man? I'm over here, I'm down a couple of hundreds. I was way up a few hundreds. Now I'm down a couple hundreds. No biggie, no biggie. No biggie, guys. And 48. I think it's my last trade for today. Just waiting for this thing to play out. But yeah, the market's coming down, guys. It's moving. It's moving. Just gonna try to stick to my plan here, and that's it. Right? Buy support, sell at resistance. That's practically the plan in a nutshell. And that's it. That's pretty much it for today, guys. I like to keep, a strict plan on my trades. Maybe take 2 to 3 chances and call it. And if I didn't make any money, what I like to do is I come back in the afternoon. I trade a little bit more there. But I'm talking like a little, like maybe 15, 20 minutes. I try not to spend too much time in front of the charts because it's just not good for you to spend all day stuck to the charts. But try to take advantage of the market when it's hot and get in, get out, take your money and close it for the day, and then go enjoy life, man. Don't get stuck with the charts and fighting to make $1 and stress yourself out and drive yourself crazy. Try to find a nice soothing way to trade where you're just chilling. Maybe you're doing something else and you come take a look at the charts. You prepare yourself, plan your day, and then just execute. And that's it. Take it day by day. But that's gonna conclude the trading, the live trading for today. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.